following is a fan-made video. I don't own any of the pictures or sound clips used.
Great. Okay, what are they saying this time? Any more death threats for puke? What?
Hashtag Mega Muffin is better than Thunder Muffin.
Come on, you're comparing Doki Doki to me. I mean, one's a virtual game with weird psychotic characters and the other one's a YouTube channel with weird psychotic characters. Come on, there's a difference. What else are you saying?
Let's run a vote. Say aye if Mega Muffin is better than Thunder Muffin.
Whoa, 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 we're not doing a democracy here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 calm down, whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to Blank is Awful. It's a new series I'm doing, just roll with it. It's the show where I bitch and moan about stuff more than Logan Paul likes disrespecting dead bodies. You scumbag. So where we last left off, I had done the first 2 episodes of King's Game the animation, and that was bad enough, but here we are for part 2. In this episode, I'm going to be doing episodes 3, 4, and 5 of the series. I hopefully won't need to make a lot of parts for this. I mean, there's only 12 episodes in the series, but they are promising season 2, so great! So episode 3 starts off with one of the other students in Class 2. Class 1 being the ones in the flashbacks, and Class 2 being the one in the current time. At least that's how I'm going to say it. And that person is Kenta. And despite all reason, I actually quite like him. And I was sad to see him go. Since I thought he had quite a good character arc. He was quite a sort of his big brother figure to Nobaki, at least during the season. And I just found him quite enjoyable overall. And also his entire relationship with Mizuki, who I will get onto in just a minute, is also quite fun. So when Kenta actually arrives, he realises that Nobaki's in a bad way. He's pretty much at this point unconscious, he's bleeding out of almost every orifice that is imaginable, and he's obviously pissed off that people are beating up his friend. And so he takes Nobaki away, and that's when he gets an order from the king to save someone. So he chooses to save a girl called Mizuki, and... Damn it, they're animated, calm yourself. Ow. Anyway, so Kenta and Mizuki start having a bit of a relationship, and that's quite nice, since they seem both like quite nice people. And they agree to help Nobaki on his quest. While they're getting away from the class with Nobaki on his back, Nobaki starts talking to Kenta about another flashback that happened at his first school. So, the order of the day, and the flashback, is that they must hold a popularity contest, and whoever loses gets punished. And it's really 2 teams. One who's all going to vote for one person, and the other voting for another. It's pretty much like Civil War, but rubbish. So, the contest is between a random bitch and Nobaki's best friend. So you can kind of guess who's already going to win, but they're going to prolong it anyway. So that's great. So, who's obviously going to win? Nobaki's best friend Naoya, or Kana? Not that one, unfortunately. However, it turns out that Kana, not the dragon lolly, unfortunately, it turns out that she's actually quite popular, meaning that maybe the majority of the class might actually vote for her just due to her popularity and nothing else. However, Naoya's one of those people who sits at the back, bit of a nerd, bit antisocial, bit awkward, that kind of stuff. So it makes you wonder who's going to win, but again, this series is incredibly predictable, so you already know. I don't know, probably because you're a bitch. And it all suddenly comes down to one vote. And I've actually got the final piece of paper here, so let's have a look. And the winner of the King's Game popularity contest is Kana. Wait. Oh, come on! I mean, that's just a massive ass pull. I mean, who writes, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm voting for someone else"? You don't do that in anything else. Ah, well, I wonder how Kana reacted to this. Oh, she actually took it quite well. At least she's not a sore loser or anything. Cutting back to the present, Kenta and Mizuki have now joined Nobaki in trying to find this village that was supposedly rumoured to be the origin of the King's Game. At least that's what his first class found out. Well, at least one of them, but we'll get onto that in a future episode. So they, those three go off, while Natsuko finds Nobaki's phone on the ground, making you wonder why Nobaki didn't leave without it. Yes, he was incapacitated, but in this show, not having the phone pretty much means that you're going to die. Well, it's good that the place they're going is less than 24 hours away, but still, it's convenient. And that's where episode 3 comes to an end. Oh boy. 3 down and 9 to go. I can't wait. So as we go into episode 4, I will warn you from here for a couple of episodes, it's going to be what I call the flashback saga, which is where the majority of the action won't happen in the present day, but will actually happen in the past. In the present day, almost all the action that's taking place has happened in 3 hours. However, because we're flashing back, it seems longer. However, when you think about it, it's pretty much just a really long car and train journey, and that's really it. So, because it's called the Flashback Saga, at least in my head, you can kinda guess why it's called that. Linear storytelling? No! Oh. Flashbacks! Yay! It's gonna be a long one. So, in the present day, at least, before I get into the flashbacks, because we all want to get there really quickly, I should probably explain where they're going to. According to Nobaki, they found out in his previous class that there was a town where the King's Game originated from, and that's where they're going. That's pretty much the purpose of them for the next 5 or so episodes. So get yourselves comfortable, it's going to be boring. So this episode focuses around this person, and her name is... Oh shit, what is her name? Wait a minute. Yeah, I actually realised that this would happen, so what I've got is I've got a bunch of sound effects on here, just in case I forget any of the names, since their names are incredibly forgettable. So I've got a bunch of sound effects on here just to jog my memory. So let's play the sound effect for this person. Nami? Oh yeah, right. Her name's Nami. So Nami's order is to give herself an order. So she chooses to give herself the order of touching the king. So she says that the king must be someone in their class, since only those people in their classes have everyone else's phone numbers on record. Which makes no sense, since how would someone in their class have the supernatural ability to be able to make people hang themselves without being in the room, or to do any of the really gruesome stuff that they've seen the king do? But, you know, plots gotta happen, I guess. So she goes about going around the class, touching everyone, not in that way. And no one seems to be the king, since she hasn't got an obedience confirmed thing. And then she comes to the last person, Riza, who says, I'm the king. Any reason for that? No. No. It's not brought up again. But now that she's gone around the class and no one's the king, she starts realising that she's probably going to die, or at least something bad's going to happen to her, since she's not going to be able to fulfill her command. So now she's stressing. So Nobaki, being the protagonist he is, goes and tries to comfort her. And then that's when the obedience thing comes up. Whatever the hell it is. And it says that she'll lose her sight. And immediately she loses her sight. Because, you know, of course someone in the class could easily do that. During all this, Nobaki also gets an order, and that's to lose something that's important to him. So he just thinks, oh yeah, I'll just break a couple of things in my house, and because they're important to me, that will be my obedience confirmed. But again, that doesn't work. So he's now panicking because he's not able to lose anything that that's important to him, and Nami's lost her sight. So you can kind of tell that they're not really in a good way. Nami then realises what she needs to do to save Nobaki, and gives them this really cryptic phone call about saying goodbye, and Nobaki realises what she's going to do. So he tries to track her phone, which apparently he can do, and finds her phone and shoes at the beach, suggesting that she's drowned herself, which is sad. If we actually had any character development from her, we knew nothing about her from before this episode, so we don't really have any emotion towards her. If she was a reoccurring character like Shemi or Natsuko, then yeah, that would be a lot sadder. But because she's only been in one episode, and because she seemed a bit like an idiot, it's not as sad. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. Also, can we just talk about what's wrong with that guy's face? Like, good God, that's horrifying. So, Nabaki's on the beach, he's sad, all of his stuff in his house is broken, his parents are nowhere to be seen, like everyone else in this series, and that's when Riza comes up behind her. Who's Riza? Oh, it's her. And that's where episode 4 ends. And it was actually not as good as any of the others. It's still entertaining, I guess. I mean, the first class seems a lot more entertaining than the present one, just because there's less psycho killers amongst them, and pretty much it's for the rest of the series up until a few episodes. It's just another flashback within a flashback within a flashback, and what happens to their class is really anticlimactic, which we'll get onto later. So episode 5 starts with Riza pretty much telling Nobaki not to be a bitch since he's been moping over Nami's death for a while, so that's great. And it also turns out that Nobaki's friend Yusuke has been researching the King's Game, and he's discovered that a 1-digit number or letter has been sent to everyone who's died just before they die by the king, and that something very similar has been happened 30 years ago in a village up north in the country. And that's when the next text comes in. It's, don't do anything unnecessary. So no one's really too sure what that means. Later on we discover that actually it's you're not allowed to cry, which makes no sense, since what if you yawn and like tears come out? Does that count as crying? Because if so, like, that kind of sucked to die just yawning and then your head exploding. That'd be weird. But before they can do anything, boom, half the class dies. Because it turns out that a lot of them are mourning their dead friends like they should, and they just die suddenly. Which makes Nobaki realise, oh, it's crying. So he texts everyone that matters in this show, don't cry, and they don't cry. However, then Yoseki gets, he calls Nobaki saying, yeah, I cried, mate, I'm sorry. I'm sending you all the information now, so go to the village, see what happened, and perhaps you can end the King's Game for good. And Yoseki's one of those characters that I thought, yeah, okay, he's actually not that bad. He seems like a good character, and then they kill him. So that's fun. So Yoseki explodes, like you do in this show, and Nobaki, after mourning without crying, goes to the train station and is about to get a train up to the village where the King's Game happened 30 years ago, where he gets a shovel to the back of the head. Oh, look, there's that timer again. Huh. So, who hit him on the back of the head, you might ask? No? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. I mean, this video's getting long enough and I need to kind of wrap it up in the next few minutes. So, it turns out it was this person called Kairi, who was kinda Yoseki's love interest, kinda. No, not really. I don't know. And she blames Nobaki of being the king and killing Yoseki, but that still makes no sense, since how would Nobaki be able to make Yoseki explode? Moving on. But Nobaki says that Yoseki made Nobaki promise that he would look after Kaori in case anything happened to him, and here they are. But because of the news, Kaori cries and explodes. Well done, Nobaki. I mean, you had one job, and you messed it up. No wonder everyone you love dies. So, with Kaori dead, episode 5 ends. And so does this video. This show is getting progressively worse. I'm not enjoying it, but hey, I'm doing it anyway since I'm running out of ideas to do. If you like this video, please leave it a like. And if you didn't, well, don't leave a like, I guess. If you have any ideas what I should do on my channel, leave a comment. Please. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe. I need attention. I'm Thunder Muffin. I'm regretting this name, and we're almost there. 7 episodes, but almost there.